Hi, Ocean. Thank you so much for joining me today and doing this interview. We are so excited to have Phin Wellness joining the Love Your Mother family.
Thanks for having me. I'm so excited to join, of course. Such a
Awesome.
fan of you.
um, so my first question is why you started Phin Wellness, and could you just tell me a little bit more about your company?
Yeah, for sure. I officially started I launched my website on November 11th of last year, so 2020. The reason why I chose that specific date was because Phin Wellness is named after my grandmother who passed away a long time ago. So it was launched on her birthday. And the reason why I started it was because I have a lot of family members that kind of deal with everyday, let's say, illnesses. So my little cousin Meegan, she was suffering from and still does suffer from eczema, really bad eczema on her hands and stuff like that. And I kind of every time I saw like I felt bad. So I kind of experimented with like holistic wellness and try to make something more, I don't know, available for her to use, not something that she always gets from like the dermatologist or whatever. So it kind of started from that. But during the summer, while we were all in quarantine, didn't have anything to do, didn't know what to do with our time, I started making silk eye pillows because I previously bought one on one of my adventures up north. And I was like, I've never seen something like this before. And I obviously bought the item and tried it out. And I was actually like in love with it. So I decided to make my own. And then from that point on, it kind of just started and I gradually made more things and things kind of connected with each other. And then, yeah, so I was like, maybe I should make a business out of this. So that's how it started. Of
That's awesome. So can you tell me a little bit more about your body butter and why people love it so much?
course. So the body butter was named after my cousin Meegan, who suffers from eczema. And the ingredients are super simple, super like raw, straight to the point. There's no added fragrance because it was specifically designed and formulated for problem skin. So I didn't want to add something that wasn't necessarily necessary. Um, so the main ingredients or all of the ingredients, you can count them on your hand, is organic and fair trade shea butter, organic calendula oil, sunflower oil, vitamin E. And so all those ingredients kind of create something that not only hydrates the skin but also helps with any irritations, cuts, stuff like that. So a lot of people that have tried my body butter, they've been having a lot of issues with cracked skin even on their face from the winter and the mask wearing. And they said like they don't really, it's like a very heavy formula, so it's for really dry flaky skin, so I don't really suggest people using it on their face. But I know, I guess like people have been using dermatologist stuff and like more lightweight things on their face and it hasn't been working. So they've been going to my thing and just using that. A lot of people with rashes have been using it. So yeah, it's a super simple formula.
I love it. I love it. So, do you have any advice for young women who are looking to become entrepreneurs and get into business?
Oh boy, yeah, there's a lot. First of all, start small, don't go too big. I know there's a saying like go big or go home, but if you want to, well, if you're learning for the foremost, like a starter business, like you don't have any business background, sorry, then I would definitely recommend you start off small, do your research for sure. Don't get intimidated by other companies and other people starting up something similar to you. If you believe in your brand and your company and you have a message and you love what you're doing, then I think that's the most important. Don't really worry too much on what everyone else is doing. Just focus on what you believe in and just go from there.
That's awesome. And so, why is it so important for you to be creating eco-friendly products and products that are sustainable?
Um, I think for the past, I want to say 5 years, I've been more involved with how I am as a consumer and what my place is in this life, I would say, or this planet. I'm a very empathetic person. So when I see certain people or like things that are happening that I can somewhat control. I want to make a difference in that. We all know that like climate change is happening. We have a very short amount of time before there's something we cannot do. So cute. But yeah, no, like I feel like if I have the ability to make a small difference, then I'm gonna do it, even though if it takes a little bit more effort, then why not? And I want to be able to give back to the younger generations what I was fortunate enough to have on this planet. I don't want to take away anything that could have been given to the next generation.
Love
I
that.
think it's a really important thing for us to like do our part, you know.
I completely agree. This is beautiful. Awesome. So do you have any exciting new products or anything new launching soon?
I do. So I have a gua sha coming out on the 11th of March, which is this month. And if you're not familiar what a gua sha is, basically it's a tool that has been around for generations in China. And basically what they use it for is like in terms of traditional Chinese medicine. So they use it as a scraping tool for either like your back or your neck. And now a lot more people have been kind of exposed to it, and they use it on their face for a natural facelift. Yeah, so I'm coming out with that in a couple weeks, I think, 2 weeks. It's made out of rhinestone, and it's great for different energies. So yeah, that's my latest and greatest coming.
Awesome. So could you tell us a little bit more about yourself and your heritage and how that plays a part in Phin Wellness?
Yeah, so a little bit of my backstory, my nationality, if you want to call it that. My mom is full Malaysian Chinese, and my dad is he's half Japanese and half Canadian, or somewhere of Scottish. I don't know the exact numbers, but he's Scottish, Canadian, and Japanese. I grew up not in like a traditional way in terms of like Japanese or Chinese or Canadian or Scottish. My dad was born here. My mom was born in Singapore, but she came here when she was 9. So I was kind of brought up in more of a Western culture, I would say. With that being said, I still had different implications with like my Chinese heritage, not so much of my Japanese. So I lived with my grandma for a few years, and then I would come back and forth when I was abroad. And so she kind of made sure I was aware of like, hey, like you're Chinese, and this is some of the things that we do, and these are some of the dishes that we eat, and this is how we show gratitude and stuff like that. So basically, I was born in Brampton, moved to Switzerland when I was 5 for 2 years, and then I moved to Hong Kong for 7, and then I came back.
Wow.
And so I was fortunate enough to live in 3 different continents by the time I was like, 8? So I had a lot of exposure to different cultures, which was very eye-opening, and I'm very grateful for, because I'm allowed to see different things from different perspectives and appreciate different cultures and appreciate mine for sure. But with that being said, I wanted to put my understandings and my gratitude of my culture in the Chinese way within this company, because it is named after my grandma, who is Chinese. And I just kind of wanted to be more of a, let's say, more of a voice for my people, because I know we are only taken like with certain like trendy things, like for example the gua sha, right? Like not a lot of people knew what that was in terms of the medical standpoint of it, but now that it's like a cosmetic thing that you can make yourself look pretty, that wasn't the original use of that tool, right? So I kind of wanted to bring forward more of the heritage of things within this company from my background. And I'm still learning, of course, like I'm not 100% knowledgeable about the Chinese culture. I'm still learning, but I wanted to implement whatever I have in my head and do that. So yeah, I was rambling a lot. But
Oh, that's awesome. That is Okay, so Ocean, I have some fun rapid fire questions for you. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, you have to answer as quickly as possible. Okay, number
Okay.
one, favorite place to travel not during a pandemic.
Somewhere tropical. Bali's been my go-to.
Nice. Okay, early bird or night owl?
Night owl,
Right on.
unfortunately. I'm trying to be an early bird.
Morning routine or night routine?
Night routine, because I'm a night owl.
Yeah, that's fair.
I
Okay.
think that makes sense.
Fresh scents or sweet scents?
I like fresh.
Nice. Me too.
I
Okay.
think fresh, yeah.
Coffee or tea?
That's a hard question. I don't know. I like both, but I think people see me more of a tea person because they always go for another cup.
Okay.
Yeah, so tea.
Right on. Summer or winter?
Oh, summer, please.
Yeah,
I'm
me
over
too.
winter. No more winter.
Me too. Okay, cat person or dog person?
Dogs. I got two. But I mean, cats have been kind of coming into my little, intriguing lifestyle, so we'll see.
Okay, right on. And then last question, sushi or tacos?
Oh my god, the hardest. It depends on the day. I would say sushi, but I love tacos too.
I know. I live
Yeah.
above a sushi
It's
restaurant.
hard. That's a hard one.
Yeah.
It's a hard question. Good one though.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on today. This has been so much fun, and I cannot wait to carry the Meegan body butter at Love Your Mother.
Me too. I'm so excited. Thanks for having me on board. I love your energy and I love what the shop's about. So, of course, it was only fitting to be a part of your family, which is so happy about.
Thank you.